Good morning, folks. And I'll tell you what, I'm a little afraid to say it out loud and jinx myself, but I think spring is almost here, even though it's late January, but it's still January. So look at this, such a welcome sight. We got sunshine. It's a little cloudy. Can't hardly see the mountains over there. But, my golly, it's 35 degrees out here. For this time of year, that's pretty darn warm. Anyhow, after taking my ride up on the mountain, I guess it's called a torque converter. It's not a centrifugal clutch. There's two different systems. This one's the torque converter. But anyhow, this bell here is what's sticking. And I think what happened, my cover for this, it's supposed to have bolts in it, and it's a pain in the butt, especially in the snow, to drop them bolts. You can't find them again, and they were vibrating loose. So I put this strap on here and just strapped it on tight. That worked all of not last year, year before when I used it. But this time, this come loose enough that it rubbed, and it melted a big old hole in there. I can fix that with a little piece of sheet metal or something pop riveted to the inside, so it's not that big a deal. But I think maybe some of that dust got down in here. This is two pieces. There's an inside and outside. I think some of that dust got down in there and kept this from working right. So, and yank this apart real quick, give it a squirt of oil, and put it back together. But one thing bad about this cover on here, my truck has collected a bunch of junk. Most of it's trapping junk. There's beaver in here. I caught him before that big cold snap, and he's been frozen solid. Two froze to skin, and he still is. He's pretty rock hard still. But the dang little mice, man, I hate mice. They got in there and they chewed on his tail. Now that I can tan these tails, I don't want to ruin those. The pelt's fine. I mean, they left that alone. And I'll have to thaw him out and get him taken care of. But one thing with beaver, they're really forgiving that way. Coyotes, muskrats, fox, wolves, all of those, they'll get what they call green belly really quick. That's basically, they're starting to rot. Beaver, they keep really well. You don't have to worry so much about them, but you do need to get them skinned. Now, and another thing, got all sorts of nothing things today. Cindy bought me some of these little straps for Christmas. They're really pretty neat. They're Velcro straps, and they're perfect for my tools. I put one on here for high lift jack, and another couple over here for this shovel. It's perfect for that. Ooh, look at there. When it starts to warm up and thaw, this cliff we live against, you end up with a whole lot of little landslides, which kind of makes me worry a little bit. We're right underneath this thing. That was a pretty good one. Too bad I wasn't a little quicker on that. Anyway, these straps are perfect for tools, keep them from bouncing around. Dave Morelli kind of gave me the idea. He's got a gun rack screwed to the inside of his bed. He puts a shovel and an axe in. I've got an axe over here. I need to figure out a spot for it yet, too. Anyway, I kind of got derailed there. Back to the mice. Somebody asked me about how the mouse war was going, and I pulled that card out the other day in my trail camera that's in my trapping shed. So I'll throw that in here quick. It's always fun watching mice get whacked. So there we are, all set up for some more. Sorry about that annoying flashing. What that is the infrared flash on the camera. Can't decide if it's daylight or not, and whether it needs to flash. The reason why was it was that white bucket. The infrared was bouncing back off that white bucket and causing the camera to mess up. So I fixed that. So anyway, set them up again, folks, and catch some more. So to get this off, it turns. I really need an impact wrench. I don't have one. So I got an iron bar, piece of pipe. Maybe I can impact it enough with that. So I don't break my socket. Oh, that did it. Good. I've had this apart before, but it's been a long time back. I don't really remember what's in it, as long as nothing comes shooting out. Okay. So this is the piece that was stuck. I can get that apart. Let's see, what do I got here? There we go. Yeah, it's got plastic dust in it. And all this is it's a spring-loaded thing with these little weights in here. When it spins fast enough, it centrifugally pushes apart and makes these little things grab the edge of this, and it forces it against the other piece. This is kind of rough too. I think it just needs to be polished up. Give it a little bit of polish and maybe coat these splines with some grease. I think it'll work fine. I don't know if there's enough left in there or not, but give that a... Oh yeah. That's a lot better. Get rid of some of this extra so it doesn't get on the belt. I bet that makes a big difference. So that's what it's supposed to do. Instead of being stuck, when it starts to spin fast, that's supposed to spread apart like that and grab the belt to drive everything. I think just sitting out in the weather and probably that plastic dust kept it from doing that. Should work fine now. Okay, so that should be fixed. Alright, so I left this long so that hopefully it'll hook over this lip over here and not be able to get back down onto there again. So, let's see. There we go. There we go. Now that should work. At least I hope so. It's really nice sometimes to have that cover off of there because you can see the belt, you can see what's going on, but you don't really want snow getting onto the belt because it'll help let it slip, and then it burns them up. So these weren't really, I don't think, meant for this. It's more of a go-kart clutch type of setup, torque converter they call it. But it works. I mean, I've taken this thing quite a few miles now, and it's actually a lot of fun, but like I say, it's got some problems I gotta work out over time, and I don't know, there's better machines out there for sure, but heck, this one's homemade, and it was fun to build, so it's fun to use too. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and see you the next time. Not a whole lot going on right now, kind of the in-between time, but the way the weather feels, keeping my fingers crossed that maybe it really is spring. Cindy says it's 51 days away. Long ways yet. We got a lot of winter yet. See ya, folks.